Well, today is day 307 in our journey through the Word, and you can tell I'm still struggling with just stuff in my throat, which makes me just have a much deeper voice these days. Um, I had to wonder. Yeah, today we see the trial of Jesus before Pilate, and we've got this. We had the crowd of people around, the mob of people around. And Pilate knows that after talking with Jesus that he is innocent. That he is innocent. And he says, I find him innocent. He declared him innocent. Nothing this man has done calls for the death penalty. But it goes on to say that Pilate knew that the religious leaders brought Jesus before him because of envy. They were jealous of Jesus. They were jealous of his success. Excuse me. They were jealous of the his popularity as that grew. They just didn't understand. And Pilate wasn't even asking Jesus the right questions. We see him ask him, are you the king of the Jews? Well, the answer is most obviously yes, but they don't understand. And within their focused, their small sphere of focus, all they could think about was an earthly king. One that would sit on a throne and rule a kingdom for a period of time. Even at that, because they just knew kings that served on the throne for a period of time. And Jesus says, my kingdom is not an earthly kingdom. They didn't understand. They couldn't see. But they couldn't begin to fathom who this was that stood before them in the form of a man. But the religious leaders were so full of envy, so full of hatred for Jesus, that they didn't even remember the Ten Commandments. What happened to thou shalt not kill? And they were stirring the crowd to the point of a riot. And I wonder how many times in our life are we like Pilate, where we just bow to the pressures of the world around us. It says in Mark 15:15, so to pacify the crowd, he allows them to murder Christ just to pacify them. How many times do we do that in our lives? Do we sacrifice when we know that it's not right, yet we still do it to pacify the world or to pacify the crowd? So it went on in Matthew 27:14 says, Pilate saw he wasn't getting anywhere, and a riot was developing. Again, so to pacify the crowd, he allowed them to kill Jesus. And out of Luke 23:23, but the mob shouted louder. When the world around us is shouting louder and louder and louder, are we going to do what's right? Are we going to do what the world wants us to do? But as I finished reading today's passages, I had to wonder, where were the people that Jesus healed? Where was the blind man? Where were those lame men? Where were those he had raised from the dead? Where were the family members of those he had raised from the dead? Were they there? Were they there in the crowd? Were they hollering as well? Crucify him, crucify him. Do we listen to the shouts of the world around us? And just to pacify the world, do we do what the world wants us to do? Pilate did. But also that was God's will. That his son would be crucified for the sins of all men. Where were those he had saved in the crowd? Where would we be? And would we follow the world? Or would we follow our Christ? Words to think about today. I will see you again tomorrow as we continue our journey